So hello and welcome to my hopefully not boring documentary, and here we are for one reason, to learn about the film production and mostly the history of it. So to kick things off, what are the main stages of the film production? So as I said, not boring, but this bit is probably going to be boring. So to kick things off, if we look at the stages of film production, the first one is development. So to start a project like this documentary, you usually start with a script development, or usually development will start with a writer or a director pitching an idea to a producer. This way a brainstorm of ideas is brought in and they are broken into different ideas, relevant and irrelevant ones. So the next one is pre-production, which is what I had to do with this documentary. So I had to do different documentations of props lists, different crew members and different equipment, and that way I can be organised with what I need to use for my production. So for the third point on the list is production. So during the production phase, to keep ahead of the shoot. With that, the primary objective is to stick with the schedule and the budget of the course, and of course the communication is key. The fourth point is the wrap up. So this is a period where the crew and actors and any other members of the production crew dismantle the gear and return it in good condition. So moving on to the fifth and the last point is the post-production. This is where all the editing and sound mixing comes into play. So this is what I will be doing to this documentary. I'll be taking audio from the microphone, and that's one of the key points for this documentary, to use professional sound and sound mixing. So the post-production consists of reviewing the footage and assembling the movie, or in this case the documentary. Oh, hi, didn't see you there. Yeah, so hello, now's the more enthusiastic part of this documentary, so-called documentary, sorry. So now is the time to go back and dig into the history of film production. Sounds fun, doesn't it? No? Okay. Anyway, so the beginning of film production began in the 17th century by a man named of Athenæus Greiser. This bloke here, right? Looks good for his age, doesn't he? Anyway, this bloke invented something called a primitive version of a magic lantern. So this is what a magic lantern is, right? Looks quite good for its time. So this invention projected images from transparencies. So this utilised the light source, something like a candle. So throughout the 1800s, several inventions were made that gave the illusion of motion, including a zoopropryscope, a phantascope, and a formoscope. Don't know what any of these are, they just look really cool. So one of these inventions, you know when you get a bird and a cage on the other side and then you twist it and it makes it look like the birds, yeah, basically that thing. So if we think about all three of these inventions, for the 1800s, they're pretty cool, aren't they, right? Yeah. Well, obviously not the most entertaining, as they are easy to get really bored of. But if we think about it, for the time and the place, they did a really good job to begin what is film production. So moving on down the line, it wasn't until 1895 the first public viewing of a film occurred. In December 1895, the Lumiere brothers, these blokes, right, developed the first cinema and showing of a film called The Arrival of the Train at La Coutare. Hope I said that right. Which happened at the Indian Salon, located in Paris, France. Also, this was the first public demonstration that used a projector called the cinematography. So even these blokes, Lumiere brothers, developed the first public showing of a film. But yet again, someone else comes through. This bloke called Georges Méliès invented the first ever fiction films, although these weren't any film production programs. And not long after that, Hollywood started to become known for films. So, you know. Oh, thank you, George. So moving on to the sound, right? All the way to October 6th, 1927, films did not have any sound, so imagine you guys seeing a film or this documentary without me, you know, you're not hearing me. You'd obviously get bored of it because you guys are used to watching movies with sound, like music, gunshots, or any other special effects that there are in films. Thank you, George. hope I didn't hurt your ears. So, and finally, moving on to the final part of this documentary is the animation. So, for example, as a child, you guys enjoyed cartoons, right? And now you may be interested in film production programs that specialise in animation. And I'll tell you something, animation didn't arrive until around the times of Great Depression. I don't know what that is, it was just on the internet. And in fact, Mickey Mouse didn't even make his debut until 1928. It's really early, to be honest. Could you not wait? Shocker, right? Well, anyways, thank you for watching and listening to my documentary, with the mic being closer to me, and I hope you learned something. Bye.